Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and it looks like Vulpera got an update. First of all, they're pretty brainless right now. As in, maybe the racials are busted, maybe the fact that there's actually nothing in the head. Either way, yeah, Vulpera all kinds of screwed up. But it looks like the racials might have gotten fixed. Take a look at a bag of tricks as a racial. Pull your chosen trick from the bag and use it on a target or an ally. Enemies take 20k damage, while allies heal for 30k. So it looks like the racials might have gotten fixed, and it looks like maybe they have an extra racial. Alpaca saddlebags. Increase the size of a backpack by 8 slots. So is this the backpack? Is that bigger or is that about the same? Feels like the back's by 8 slots. That seems like really big. Maybe I need an alpaca mount for it. Hold on, where's my alpaca mount? Caravan hyena. Maybe this thing has a bag on it. Is that maybe like a bag that's interactable with? It looks like the passive is there, but I don't know if it actually is applied. But it's supposed to increase the size of a backpack by 8 slots. That should be pretty huge for, battle for bag spaces. You can see my bag is pretty filled with a bunch of garbage. Most people are like it if you're doing a lot of stuff in Mechagon and Najatar, and I don't think the patch 8.3 is going to be a little bit easier with bags either. Either way though, we got some ratios to take care of, like rummage through your bag, see if that functions, and to see if the actual racial itself, the bag of tricks, if that works as well. So we're gonna throw the bag of tricks at a train dummy to see. Wait, what are we doing? What is going on? Are we permanently stuck like this now? Okay, we're back now. Okay, let's see what it looks like. You throw a vial and it does do 20k damage. 20k, what looks like nature damage. Yep, it's a poisonous vial. Cool. What can you say about it? Except, hey, it actually works. Now, the racial itself on damage, it's a little bit more to be desired. Oh, just the bag of tricks, the original. Let me go over to this other area here. All right, so we have the racial in functional state. I do want to see if I can hit the train dummy with Haunt, which is going to increase its damage by 10%. Hit it with a UA, unstable affliction, for 10% even more damage to see if the ability does more damage. It's supposed to do about 20k baseline. So we'll see if it can be buffed by other abilities. Someone tells me I doubt it. Okay, it does deal more damage. So okay, so this ability can at least go in between rotation as an instant cast for, like, let's say your burst opener or something. I guess it's not too terrible if you could put it together. Now, the main question is, does rummage through your bags work? Because this is supposed to change what this racial ends up being. Right now, Bag of Tricks ends up being a heal for an ally. Quite a decent heal, to be honest. 30k is actually not bad at a 1.5 minute cooldown if you're a healer and are in need of an instant cast. But for damage-wise, it's not nearly as good, but it's decent. I wonder if it can play through Atonement for Disc Breeze, but we'll see. Rummage through bag is a 5-minute cooldown, so I might need to make a couple of different Vulpera to see if this thing changes at all. No, it doesn't work. So rummage through your bag still does not function properly, even though Bag of Tricks does. So at least we have someone to play around with for Vulpera. That's really about it. Make camp is still make camp. Return to camp is still return to camp. Alpaca saddlebags don't seem to be doing that much more work, unless there's a caravan backpack here actually. Store the canopy. A well-worn traveling bag. It can be used to store canopy in your caravan hyena. Does that mean there's gonna be something in my hyena? Store canopy in the oh! Well, the face mask on the hyena just doesn't function properly, but you can store the canopy. Unpack the canopy. I kind of like it on the mount itself. Well, cool. Well, that's really neat. So at least we have Bag of Tricks to work with. At least it'll heal an ally or damage an enemy whenever things go. And yeah, so Vulpera still are in an okay condition, I think. In terms of the value of Bag of Tricks on damage alone, that's questionable right now. I do wonder what the rummage your bag abilities are going to be like. I feel that Bag of Tricks is actually not a bad choice, let's say for the healing that it does, 30k in a single instant cast. I wonder if it can crit. Maybe not. But I think that could be good on a healer. I think it's a decent option. I think the number is high enough. If it was 30k damage, I think it would be a decent choice for a damage dealer too. Like, imagine in PvP to just throw a vial at an enemy that hits him for 30k. I guess 20k without an ability that's a class ability is still pretty crazy. And if it can crit 40k on an enemy, that still could be really good. Of course, in PvP, the crit wouldn't be as high, but still, decent number in general. I don't really know if it's worth enough to change out from other racials. It is a decent number that can get increased with all your damage and buffs, as it looks like it can be for Warlock at least. Like UA and Haunt, both of those can apply a damage buff to the enemy where they will take more damage. So other classes that apply some sort of damage buff, or maybe some sort of a increase for damage themselves, like a warrior with Avatar, for example, with Warbreaker, that ability most likely will be able to do more damage. Alright, so I was able to copy over the Vulpera warrior over to the servers. And it looks like already for the warrior, I'm actually doing less healing, less damage. Wow, okay, well maybe it's the lack of weapons. Don't have that ability yet. Okay, let me give you the ability, my guy. Oh, okay, no, so the damage is fine now that I fixed some things. Let me put on the right gear here real quick. I guess the arms would have everything I need. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. So I think I'd have just about everything. Let's go with Avatar just for the increase of damage. You got a Warbreaker up and running as well. So what I'm trying to do is see if I can increase my damage with Avatar, get a Warbreaker in. And what I might just do actually is I might use my Miracle Lucid Dream to see if I can increase my strength. Let's do this. We'll Avatar actually towards the... Well, how long does this last? This lasts in seconds. So yeah, we'll actually pop everything off in the opener. And we will try to see, if Bag of Tricks can do more damage than it normally can. We're gonna go for like a big setup here. Just trying to spend as many resources as we can during our Colossus match, which will give us an increase of strength buff. We'll use that strength buff in order to do more damage to the train dummy. But now we have everything up. Oh, so it can crit. Wow, that was quite nice. So we did have a bunch of buffs available on our character. Normally we do like a 40k crit, but here it is a 72k crit. So this ability can crit. So over a period of a fight, let's say, as I'm continuing on slamming the enemy, I guess it wouldn't be here now, but if I were to put it onto overall so far, the ability would have some decent damage for now, I guess. Alright, so let's back away from train dummy. Let the total accumulate together. See what kind of number we have. Yeah, here we go. 23k DPS, nothing amazing. Deep wounds, mortal strike, corrosive vial. I got 2 uses out of it, and it actually is doing about 3.9k, 3.9% of my damage. I do wonder, and I kind of want to try playing Fury for a bit. I want to put myself on like a 5-minute window or something. Maybe like a 3-minute window instead. And wait for all my racials and everything to be available. I'm going to do it until 3-minute passes to give us a rough estimate. Because we can't really... Can I even take this character onto Sims? Can I plug him in? SimC doesn't work. Don't even have SimC available. I don't think I do. Let me see if I can download SimC actually. Yeah, SimC is invalid. Unknown race Vulpera. Yeah, it's not going to be able to really... Okay, so SimC is not going to be able to tell me what is going on with the damage, or how much damage it should be doing sim-wise. So we are going to simulate it ourselves. Instead of doing a sim, we'll actually hit a train dummy. I'm going to put a timer, and I'm going to hit the enemy for, I don't know, let's do 3 minutes. We'll hit the enemy for 3 minutes. We'll use the racial a couple times throughout that. I think what I'll do maybe is I'll charge, and I'll use the Bag of Tricks in the opener here. Maybe, or maybe I should save it. Because I kind of want to just use this thing on cooldown as best as I can. And I don't think I should be using it in the opener when I'm doing my full burst of Memory of Lucid. Maybe I'll charge Bag of Tricks just so I can get as many of those in the burst as possible. And I'll just go and hit the enemy train dummy for 3 minutes. Is that fine? I think that's what I'll do. Alrighty.
Too far away. That item is still recharging.
Now, I'm not amazing at Arms Warrior by any measure, but this is a spec I feel like I know fairly okay how to play compared to Fury. Just simply don't have nearly as much time spent on Fury as I do on Arms. Okay, so I got a little bit over 3 minutes, but with the way that Vulpera has to charge, then you have to get your cooldowns rolling. I was trying to at least get 3 uses out of my racial. You won't always be able to get 3 uses properly every single time. Sometimes you'll just delay the uses until a little later, but what is the damage looking like towards the end? Because I got a couple of bleed ticks after. So Corrosive Vial ended up doing about 1.5% of your damage. That's not terrible if you keep it on cooldown. That's almost like a trinket's worth of use. It's about a Heed My Call, Gut Ripper. Of course, Gut Ripper would you have a lot more uses for it, but it's actually not that terrible. Overall, it did 80k damage, which is pretty good. It can get buffed by your ability. So overall, as a racial, as long as you press it, it's not terrible for your damage output. Is it amazing? Is it something that is just blowing your damage out of proportions? No. But is it awful? No, either. It's not awful. It's not terrible. The extra 80k damage on top of everything you are doing sometimes can make or break it depending on the fight. I feel like nobody's really going to be playing Vulpera for the amazing racial to, you know, make those damage break pushes in mythic raids or mythic plus dungeons, like really high end, like 20 pluses or whatever. But the heal itself might actually be worth it, maybe for a healer. Again, I really do want to see what other capabilities the ability Bag of Tricks has when it comes to playing Vulpera, and when it comes to, let's say, with the trait for, not the trait, but the racial for Rummage Your Bag. Like, if that can function, if that can actually work, what other buffs can you give yourself? Because if you can give yourself a momentary agility buff, that could be huge for Arms Warrior, Fury Warrior, Rogues. That could be great for mages. That could be great for priests. Anything that gives you a momentary use of, let's say, extra agility, that would change the game altogether, and that would actually allow you to do a bit of damage. Or maybe for PvP, if you have a little bit of movement speed or a movement slow on an enemy, then that could have some validity there too. But as it stands right now, I think it's a decent heal. I think it's very similar to the likes of Crucible of Flame, how in PvP or PvE, Crucible of Flame could be used to damage the enemy or heal an ally. So in a way, for like a healer, to use this as a heal, 30k a heal is actually quite big. With other cooldowns, an instant cast 30k, a guarantee is actually quite huge. So for a healer, I think it's pretty good. For a damage dealer, it's kind of up in the air right now. But after Hidden Chain Dummy, I can definitely tell you it's not awful. It's not amazing. I can't say it's like top tier. But from doing all the damage, playing a couple different classes, seeing what the numbers are like, 1.5% of your damage seems like very, very little, but it's actually a decent number in my opinion. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video on the Vulpera. I'm glad I got to test him out a little bit to see what the damage is like. I do wonder what bag of tricks can Vulpera get with Rummage Your Bag, and hopefully we'll start seeing more of that with 8.3 fast approaching in about a month or so. So hopefully they'll have all that ironed out by then. But as it stands right now, it actually does quite a bit of damage and can be buffed by abilities like to give you strength or any raw stats. So if this can go from a vial that you throw to maybe a self buff for a little bit of agility, then all of a sudden this can become a really decent racial. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts about Vulpera damage output with the racial changes so far. Cannot wait to see what Rummage Your Bag could give them. What do you think Rummage Your Bag should give you as an alternative to the vial that you throw to deal damage to enemies and heal your allies? Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you in another video.